I guess it just goes live without a intro or anything, huh? I have to mute this when it pops up. Hello. I doubt anybody's going to show up for this, but if you do, hello. There we go. All right, so I am getting ready for a drag show. So I just took a shower. And scrub my face as best I can. I still got a little eyeliner on, but it's not like a big deal because I'm doing big old lashes anyway. It's 97 degrees outside, and it's just as toasty, or not as toasty in here, but it's pretty freaking toasty. The air conditioner behind me chugging away, but it's not doing much for me in this dress. And I'm wearing a girdle because I'm doing Jessica Rabbit, and that bitch is skinny. So, yeah. Anyway, let me check here to make sure that my alerts are going out and stuff. I was watching this, the most racist stuff I've ever seen, like ever, in all of my days. I don't want to get too much into it. Oh shit! I don't want to get too much into it because I don't want to shed too much light on it. But like, there's a lot of problematic things said in there. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, you don't. But a video got released, and it was a lot of crazy shit was said. All right, so first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buzz off my little eyebrows, which I do have a little bit coming back in. Now I shave my eyebrows. I do not pluck them. Pluck them will make them permanently go away. There may be some point in time where I want them back. But not today, not while I'm still doing this kind of stuff, where I'm wearing a lot of makeup and costumes and stuff. This way I can change, and for this character especially, this is important because it gives you opportunity to, because Jessica Rabbit's eyebrows are super high. Probably about the highest of any character that I do. Yeah, her eyebrows are like up here. Like about a quarter of an inch above where my real eyebrows are. You can kind of see where my real eyebrows are, but that's not going to be a problem. Alright, so I'm going to need, so got my little hand mirror here too, because there's a little bit of a delay here. But the first thing I'm going to do is going to be super simple. This is just a baby skin pore eraser. Because of my age, obviously my pores are worn out, and you can see them when I don't properly conceal. So this is going to do that. I got other concealers I'm going to use too. We'll get into that when we get into that. And I'll show you what I do with my concealers. I've seen people use a glue stick to cover up their eyebrows. Yeah, I've seen lots of methods. I don't need anything. There's really no. It's like a 5 o'clock shadow kind of situation. I can go at it really hard and get it, but it's not a big deal to cover it up. And by the way, hi Aunt Jer, good to see you. And hi anybody else out there watching. I probably won't touch the mouse too much because I'm gonna have makeup on my hands. I'm gonna go ahead and get just to put on my nose because my nose is super porous, and I'm going to spread the rest across these eyebrows, smooth them out, and get into the spaces and nooks and crannies with it because this will set in just a moment. It'll set and it'll be pretty smooth. It should be pretty smooth. So, yeah. Before that, I was watching someone debate, like a trans medicalist debate he's not a trans medicalist. There's just some nuance to it. There's a lot of nuance to trans stuff, but this kid named Kate seems like he's got a pretty good head on his shoulder. I don't know. He's got a trans partner and stuff, so we shall see. Hope Samantha messaged me. Gotta adjust my titties because I'm Jessica Rabbit. They gotta be popping. All right. Next layer is gonna be some concealer. Got a couple of different concealers that I'm gonna use today. The first one is the super orange one. This helps cover up, because I haven't had laser hair removal or anything, so it helps cover up where the hair goes in on my lip and chin. Also, the black under my eyes. I have, like I said, I'm getting older and got age marks showing around my eyes and stuff that I can whisk away. A little orange to cover because with this part of the face, the hair follicles under the chin or under the skin are only exposed by blue light. So because of that, you put orange on there, the opposite on the color spectrum, right? And it should, at least to some extent, it should wash it out. Yeah, when I have dark hair though. Well, you can see I have dark hair, so and my facial hair comes in dark too. Well, you all have seen me before before I transitioned and stuff, and I had a beard, so it was dark brown. All right, so now I have my orange beard. This other concealer is a really fair pale one. You'll see when I do this character, I go super light skinned too. It's just almost like clown pale, not quite clown pale though, almost. And I'll put this over my eyebrows too. This concealer. There we go. And there's some areas in my cheeks that I'll do a concealer over too, where childhood acne made pock marks or something like that. My skin's not too bad. I got decent skin. I gotta lip sing this song and do this dance. And the dance involves me putting my feet on people and stuff. I don't think I can do that. I don't think I can bring myself to do that. Yes, but I don't know what color, like someone with naturally blonde hair. I used to have naturally blonde hair when I was a little kid. It's since gotten darker. Now I had this color matched to me at oh yeah, here we go. I had this color matched to me at Sephora. Before going and buying it online, because one of the things was she quoted me at $18, and we got to the register. She's like, "Oh, my mistake. It was $44." I'm like, "No, I'm not buying that." But at least she color matched me, so I could go find the exact same thing online and get that taken care of. Where is my sponge? Now, some other people I've done makeup with. I did my makeup with Helen once. And she uses brushes for this part. I like using a little sponge, just a little makeup sponge. Now this is gonna look super light on me, but like I said, it's almost clown pale to do this character. And yeah, I don't know how this is color matched to me, but it was. And the color I was wearing was much lighter than this. And I was asking if I needed to get to get another one of those, or if this was a good color for me. And the girl's like, "Well, let's color match you." And this is what I matched up with, which is my skin color is, where does it say? And this is sunscreen too, by the way. It doesn't say the color on it, but you can see the color on the bottle. I guess I need to stop sticking stuff at the camera. Do I ever shop at Ulta? It might have actually been Ulta. Which one is in Burlington? Which one has the contract with Burlington? Because one of them's in the mall and one of them's in Burlington. I think it was the one that was in Burlington. But they're, it's all high-end makeup stuff. And yes, I'm going to do my whole lips in the white too. So my lips are going to disappear for a minute. It all comes together though. This gives me a blank canvas. And see now I'm blending the concealer in there. The concealer under my eyes. Got to blend that in. Those bags disappear. Look at that, where my eyebrows were. I had some concealer over that. Nice and blended. Except for that spot right there. Looks like I might have missed a spot with the buzzer. I don't know. No, that's just a shadow, I guess. Anyway, there we go. Got that all blended in. Oh, got yucky goop on my eye. So I get for not getting all the eyeliner off. But yeah, I've shopped at Sephora and Ulta before. Or at least I go in there to get ideas of what I need. And I go on, like, and find a cheap one online usually because it's a lot. Like, I try to match brands and stuff, but something similar. And I'm just looking at myself at different angles, making sure I'm concealed on all sides. And see, it allows me to catch stuff like that, like this beside my nose. Or like right there, those pockets I was talking about. Getting those nice and evenly patted in. And this takes forever, but it's important. This is like almost, I would say, like, we're getting started, this is the most important part. This is like when you watch Bob Ross, right? When he puts that white coat down at the beginning before anything else that allows the paint to flow over top of it. Having a nice wet white canvas is important for what I'm about to do. A nice wet white canvas. Oh yeah, I forgot I don't look sexy yet. Give me a second, I'll look sexy as fuck. Y'all are about to see some transformation. Alright. And so for Jessica Rabbit, I got this nice. It's just literally a shoebox with all my powdered foundations and bronzers and stuff like that. But what we're going to use for the cheeks is going to be this thing. And we're going to use this one that's almost worn out here. And I'm going to use a pretty sharp brush for it. I'm going to use this one. It's narrow and sharp. Ulta has a wider variety of price points. IMHO. Their brand is affordable, but you can get pricier stuff if you want. They're very queer affirming. I think most makeup companies are really queer affirming because, we're people who like to be glam and stuff. All right, so what we're gonna do here is like under my cheeks, okay, for this character, under the cheeks, we're gonna do a nice sharp line. It's going to go right up into here like a sideburn. Okay? And then we're going to do something over, it's going to follow my hairline up. It's not really going to matter much because the wig has so much coverage, but we're going to do something called like the halo of color. And then we're going to do the same thing here. Nice and sharp. Make sure it's even. Right below my cheeks for this character. Right? And we're going to pat it in. There we go. Alright, so now I should have a pretty balanced. And this is going to be sharper than this looks sharper than it's going to be when all is said and done. But I'm going the wrong way because I'm looking in the camera instead of the mirror. Alright. And then for nose, we're also going to go and do a little bit of this. I'm like a clown, but it's going to be It's going to be darker than the surrounding area. I was just making sure that I got this before I moved on to the next colors. I'm going to switch to a softer, floofier brush, right? And now I'm going to start putting in some white. Let's see. I'm going to start with this lightning here. Lighten it up with this, the same palette that I was using before. And we're going to lighten things up all the way across here. And this isn't really doing as much as I need it to, so I'm probably going to switch product here in a second. Let's see what we got for lightening me up. I really want to powder, but you know what? This might have it. This is I got these as gifts. I don't want people think I'm shopping Jeffree Star or anything, but this is a Jeffree Star pack, and they're pretty good quality makeup. Even if he is a piece of shit, someone gives them to me as gifts, so I'm not gonna let them go to waste. Let's see, make sure that that's too dark. Okay, so we'll get to that when we get to the purple. All right. And let's see here. Okay. So we're gonna do this nice white. Is it the camera blurring? All the way up my nose and on my cheeks. Let's see. Let me know if you can't see me or anything. Are there rules or guidelines for makeup for glasses wearers? If I wore glasses, I might be able to tell you, but I mean, there was a time where they told me I was supposed to wear glasses, but I didn't. Okay, so we got our sharpness in the cheeks there. We'll work that in. But before I do anything else, I need to do my finishing powder. Alright, and this is new. Brand new. So I'm just starting to use it. So I'm just kind of feeling out how heavy it needs to go on at this point. For the most part, I just work it around. And this will keep me from aggressively sweating off my makeup. Help blend my neckline. And help soften the sharp edges on that shadowing we did on the side. Alright, there we go. Alright, so got that all taken care of. I'm glad you're here hanging out, Aunt Jer. I like hanging out with you. Alright. Let's see. And the next thing I'm going to do, my eyeshadow, now that I've got a layer of foundation. Yes, I know I'm very pale. We're going to color up my face more at the end. But for the moment, we're going to put this away. I'm going to get this out. This, I believe this was a gift from Samantha. The Queen Cleopatra inspired 30 color shadow palette. Alright. And we're looking at a lot of gorgeous colors here. And for Jessica Rabbit, I need a purple. So there's not an exact purple like what I need. But we're going to go with this one right here, and then we might have to add We've got this bigger palette here, or deeper palette, I should say, with a good solid purple in here. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put this down first. That seems like a good plan. All right. So we are going to start with the darkest purple that we have in here. And we're just going to kind of pat it across here. This is a point in the makeup tutorial, which is just me learning how to do this actually, where I have to decide how cartoonishly high I need this to go. Because like I said, Jessica Rabbit has high, that's about where I'm going to go, right there. She has very high eyebrows. She's the character I do with the highest eyebrows. Alright, so to keep things balanced, I'm going to come over here on the other side, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to pat it in nice and smooth down here, because my eyes have a lot of folds. Alright, I have get a little bit darker up on the top, so we'll get a second dab. Try to make a more defining line. That dark spot right there is driving me crazy. It's even showing up on camera. I'm gonna see if I can't zap that away. Sucks to have to go back in and do that after the fact, but there is a little bit of dip in my eyebrow there. Are Jessica's brows 40 style? They're like she's supposed to be like a 40s style character, late 30s, early 40s style character, but her eyebrows are very 90s coded, right? They're very very 90s in my opinion. And I actually think I might even raise these up a bit, but we'll see. I'm filling them in with a even more bright but lighter purple. And we do have glitter colors that we're going to put over top of this to give it even more sparkle. So this one needs to come up more. Okay. Just humming along with the song I gotta sing tonight too. I'm not gonna be singing, so no worries there. No need to cover your ears. Alright. While I'm in here, I'm gonna do my secret thing that I do every time I put any makeup on. Is I put a little shine on the tip of my nose. And down either side of my eye with this it's sort of a white. That might be a little too much, but we'll work it into my cheeks. It's not a problem. Jessica Rabbit is a sparkly character. There's no such thing as too much sparkles for her, at least not in the makeup. You do me like some other men do. Alright, there we go. I hate how deep the shadows are on either side of my eyes, though. It makes me feel like my nose looks bigger. When I get my eyes dramatic, it really shrinks my nose down, though, so there's that. Hiding your mouth lines is also kind of important for this character. She has a very smooth face. But we're just getting started here, so. I've seen some Jessica Rabbits with really thick eyebrows. I'm not really into that. I'm okay with other people doing it that way. Alright, so Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here with the Cleopatra, like I mentioned earlier. And I'm going to take this purple right here, and we're going to go over the lid, just the lid of my eyes. This one right here. It doesn't look very purple on there, but it's purple. All right. And this one's very matte, so we'll throw some sparkle over top of it too. But this is just making sure everything's filled in properly. And I'm gonna go like that. The edge on this needs sharp up. I'm not gonna be able to do it with this brush. It's all about how your face sits naturally, not how, it's not how your face sits when you stretch your skin this way and that way. When you're trying to get these really sharp lines, I think a lot of people mess up that. They want to pull it up tight and then do the lines. And I'm just telling on myself there, because this is a problem I ran into when I first started doing my own makeup. My own makeup, like somebody else ever did my makeup. No one would ever do makeup for me. Alright, I got my sparkles are down here. I didn't need to put that in there. I also have a cheap ass purple in here that I might put between my brows and my eyeshadow when I get things set up. And you notice that, usually I would do my eyebrows first, and then I would do my eyeshadows. Or my eyeshadow, but because of the nature of her, like I said, her eyebrows being, I just got some setting powder down here on my clothes, on my dress. I'm not trying to play with my boobs on camera, I swear. But you keep one of your eyes covered most of the time anyway. But yeah, I'm gonna add some sparkle to her. To her eyeshadow look. And as I learn more about my face, I'll get better and better at this. But it's a work in progress. I've only really started taking this seriously over the last couple of months. Once I got into a better living situation. Now that I'm in a better place, I think I'm in a better place anyway. I'm kind of feeling myself more, and having Samantha here, who's also interested in gleaming up a little bit, it makes all the difference in the world. All right, you see how I did that? This is silver sparkle over that dark purple. So I laid down a good, solid, dark purple foundation, right? And now I can go back in with this, right? And I can sharpen up that line at the top and around the edges. So we're going to start right here. And just kind of work our way around it. Making sure that it stays nice and sharp. Do that on this side. There we go. Nice and sharp, huh? I looked up eyebrow styles from the decades 1920s, 30s, and 90s. It seems like a good match for Jessica's eyebrows. I'll send you the images I found, but I'll wait and see what you have done. You don't have to look at it now. I mean, I'm just hanging out with y'all, so it's fine. Yeah, some of them people are scholars, Kev. Jer sent me a thing, so we're gonna go check that out. Ooh, I like this chart. Thank you, Aunt Jer. Okay, so 20s, 30s, 90s. Yeah, see that how close to 90s in the 20s is? It's the 20s brow. Is that what I guess I would be going with? I always do a thin brow, a fairly thin brow. But I am channeling the 90s because that's when I would have been a child. Making sure everything's smooth. Sometimes I can't tell if my eyes are blurring out or if my my screen is blurring. Alright, so for really thin eyebrows like this, I'm actually going to go with a pencil instead of a brush. Most of the time I do either like one of these things, or I have a special brush I use just for my eyebrows, which is this one, because it has that nice sharp wedged edge where I can do like almost like a point. Alright, so I got another message from Samantha. Alright, so the next step, doing my eyebrows. So figuring out how high I want them. I got a couple images of Jessica Rabbit cosplay over here to give me kind of a concept of how high you want them. But you do tend to want them really high for this character. How cartoonish you want her to be is kind of the standard, right? Alright, and keeping them freaking even is going to be a problem. Because you don't want the character to look, you don't want the character to look evil, but you want him to look arched. I did mess up there, but lucky for me, I thought I had Q-tips over here. Oh, there it is. They were spilled over. Anyway, let me fix that. That should be easy enough to scrape away. Alright. Now we continue on. Make sure everything's even. Time to pink my cheeks up. Alright, what are we going to use? This one here. So you notice I have like a pink brush for doing the pink stuff. So I do. While I'm thinking about it, I'm going to add my tear ducts. time for some eyeliner. Alright. I'm going to do my waterline in purple, but I got to do this really strong cat eye down here, or call them wings. So it's going to be weird for just a minute. And I got to super concentrate, because if I hit my waterline with this liquid, I'm going to start tearing, and it's going to run, and it's going to ruin everything I've done on my cheeks and stuff right below my eyes. And if you see that, you're going to see you're going to see me learn a lesson. All right, take a second, let it breathe. Otherwise, it will start to run. I got a Q-tip here, like I said, just in case. Now, because that one's still pretty damp, I'm going to switch eyes. I'm going to do the line under this one now. And it's always easier to do this side. I don't know why. It always flows smoother. When I get cocky and I do hit my water line and make it start tearing. So it's a fine line. Okay, this side's dried up now. So my next step is just going to run a nice dark line right at the bottom of this. Right? It's going to go. Nice little wing. Fill this section in here. Alright, how does that look? Alright. Message here coming in. Clocked out and heading home from Samantha. So she'll be here to see my look before I have to go in. But I'll see you soon if you're watching, babe. Alright, and now I'm going to do the cat eye on the other side. They say, I don't understand how to get the appropriate arch in the 90s. I kept arching it closer to the center of my face rather than where the brow naturally arches when it's raised. They look like apostrophes. Alright, so this side's dried now, and I can do my wing. So we go right there. Close it in. Real gentle strokes going. Alright. So now you see the eyes are basically done, except for the lashes. And the lashes will wait until this all dries up. So while that's going on, I'm going to stain my lips. Because I got the most fabulous freaking stain from Miss Lemon, who gave me permission to go ahead and say that she got me this stuff, so I can say that. But now we got to do these big, full, pouty lips that Jessica Rabbit has. So let's do it. Alright, so we're going to go. This is a nice solid red. Like I said, I went ahead and whitened my lips because these aren't going to necessarily follow the path of my regular lips. And obviously I'm going to be quiet during this part of the video. Alright. Got the lips. So you should start to see the face pop in here a little bit. We got another little trick up our sleeves here to help this glam on. What I'm going to use is this brush. It's softer than the one I use for my eyebrow, but it's definitely broader. And we're gonna put a line of sparkle right across here. Oh, don't need to look at that, need to look at this. Get looking in the mirror and start doing things the wrong direction. I started this earlier, but I can come all the way up on the side of my nose a little bit right here. Helps narrow the bridge down. How's it looking so far? I'm feeling pretty good about it. 42 minutes and I'm already up to this point, so that's some quick timing. Matter of fact, it's time to do a couple of other little tweaks here and there. This is one really funny, the time crunch as I was afraid it was going to be. And should soften my chin a little bit. All right. And I want to line my lips. Not with that though. Where's the Ruby? Ruby. Max and Ruby. Ruby and Max. Alright, so we're doing a red liner just to sharpen up. It doesn't really need it that bad. But this makes a waxy wall to keep my nasty sweat out. Washing the stain off my lips. I can also use this to fill in any areas that. And we're gonna put a gloss on this too when we're done. All right, and then I guess it's lashes time, isn't it? All right, so I buy my lashes in big packs like this. And that way I can kind of keep track of when I'm losing them and stuff or when I'm running low. Because they're little slots, which is pretty cool. Now, I got these two are pretty big and fluttery, honestly. Do you have any bigger than that? Because her lashes are huge. Last time I did, I had big glittery lashes, but I don't even have those anymore. I got here. I got some other packs too. I'm kind of thinking I might. Oh, those definitely supposed to match though. Hold on, there's another one over here too. No, that's not the one. Never mind. I thought I had another one over here. Yeah, I do. It's right here. Oh yeah, these are big. Here's what we're looking for. Got a pack of big ones over here too. I think I'm gonna go bigger's better with Jessica Rabbit. So. So I'm gonna go with these bad boys. Oh no, I dropped one. No one has to dive down and get it. I see it though, at least. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Alright, so these are monster lashes. I'm still going to use that same magnetic These are all magnetic lashes. That's all I use. That's all I ever use is magnetic lashes. Alright, so. It's just kind of the same thing as, and I do them on top. Magnetic lashes are generally done on top, I believe. I don't know of anybody who puts them underneath. You can put fake lashes underneath, of course, but I don't. All the little Latina girls I know down here do. They put them underneath. But there is a difference between alright, it's just a simple black line over top, like eyeliner. But I have to like kind of be careful how I lean down because if I look down, because my eyes are hooded, it will mess it up. Did I blur out again? Of course I did. Now the other eye, well, no, it doesn't look bad. Now my other eye looks naked though. So let's give it some love too. Alright, so one thing I always gotta remind myself is to pin, or to whichever elbow I'm painting with, I need to have rooted. I have a bad habit of trying to do it with that elbow floating, and it makes me go all over the place. So just simple things like that can make a huge difference in how clean this makeup looks. Luckily, the part over the eye is much more forgiving than the under eye with when it comes to the eyeliner. Because if it starts running down, then it messes up everything that I've done through here and makes this big milky black patch under my eye that stains for hours. Alright, so now we got that on. We're gonna position our lashes. Now some people use a little tool for this. I generally just use my hand. I got snippy fingers anyway. Sounds like Mama's home. Hey baby, I'm live doing my makeup. How do I look though?
So if I shuffle my ass quickly, I probably won't be able to take you, but I could probably still make it.
Yeah, I can tell them to look for you at the door, and then that way you don't have to pay the cover fee too. I'll be like, my drag mom's coming, so, and they'll be like, oh yeah, you need a drag mom, so.
I really want to go.
I want you to come. I'm glad you're deciding to come. You seem like you were pouting about it, so.
No, it's just that when those long days hit, that makes me discouraged, you know.
Yeah. Did you watch the show this morning?
I did. Hey,
You got to cover, good, probably, yeah. Covering Robert the Doll on Live from the Hive this morning.
Yeah, I know, that was my favorite part.
Mm-hmm. And then we talked about the evil eye. You never worn lashes before? Well, something like I said, there's different schools of thought on it, but I like to put them over top, mostly because my natural lashes can support the weight of them when I blink. And it's starting to get blurry again. Let's see here. Doesn't seem like it should be blurry though. Alright. So there's going to be some level of adjustment here. And I'm letting my eyes breathe for a minute before I do move on to any other steps. I feel like I kind of want to. I don't know, maybe I should. Let's see, I was thin that down. Alright, I kind of want to go and make sure to darken up the area around the edge here a little bit. That's not working. I'm going to start this one of these I've got. That's black. black. I need hold on, this might work. You let me know how if this looks better. But I can soften it back out, but I feel like this is the way to go. To sharpen it up. This is a clown technique. You like counter shade the outer edge with a darker version of the color you already got on there. And I'm not even, you really, oh shit. Good thing I have my Q-tips here, Jesus. Getting sloppy, Bree. That was always my problem with art too. I was always more of like a sketcher than a, someone who did like long smooth lines. So my lines always look choppy. Other than that, I'm a pretty decent artist though, don't get me wrong. And I'm not tooting my own horn. I've submitted art contests and stuff when I was in school. My brother's a really good artist, and I was always kind of in his shadow too. So that didn't. Oh yeah, I like what's going on here. All right, now I'm gonna take this. Barely on the underside of the eye. So for the black, it's basically just filling in gaps here and here. Waiting for it all to dry. Now I can do the water line. You'll note I'm doing the water line with the wax, not the liquid. Every time I try to do it with the liquid, I ruin my whole lower half of my face. So no more of that. All right, on to the next step. I need to. What are they? I guess they're not in there. Okay. That's alright. Give me just a second here. I'll be right back. All right. Oh, come back on camera. All right, it is wig time. So the first thing I'm gonna do. This is a used wig cap, so it has some runs in it and stuff. But what we're gonna do, we're gonna pull the wig cap down. Okay. It's gonna cover all my hair. a little bit. There we go. All right. And here is Jessica herself. Now this was listed as a Jessica Rabbit Little Mermaid wig. It came with some cute little starfish though. But I also use it for my clown core, so I'm more likely to use the purple one for my clown core. Red Flags, the clown, has purple hair generally. I've tried using this one before, but I didn't like it as much. So you probably won't see Red Flags in a red wig anytime soon. Plus, it offsets the red of her costume. Because if the character wears red and has red hair, why don't you do me nice? I keep saying do me. It's do right. Jeez, get your mind out of the gutter, Bree. Alright. Do I have that backwards? So maybe I guess this side is supposed to be covered. Yes, that's about supposed to be. So this side is the one that's behind the veil. It's just reversed on the camera. Alright, so now that I got it twisted the way I want it, why did my cheek makeup wash out so much on this side? I have to go back and darken that up a little bit. But other than that, I think I've got things set up here pretty good. So now I'm gonna get myself pinned in place. I'm gonna put some wig pins in. So I usually start in the back here. And actually I do it below the wig cap line. When I start back here, I do it right into my natural hair on this wig. Oh, there we go. I've got two there. I'm gonna go behind my ears. There we are. Behind that ear. Behind this ear. And then up high. Very good. Alright, so now I should be able to move around. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is I need to go back in and fix my cheeks up a little bit because I'm not happy with how pale they are. I can barely even see them. So. Get back. Back in your spot. Yeah. All right. Weird lighting aside. way too freaking far. Okay. Let's see here. Try first the big brush. And these are just super cheap little touch-up things. Mostly, I'm trying to clear that up off my cheek a little bit. The cheeks need to be more white. Brush for that. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Do not like how high up on my cheek that came. This side looks reasonably good. Wish that didn't make it look like a 5 o'clock shadow. Yeah, now I'm gonna go back in and re-glitter this whole segment here. That's what I was talking about. Watch me make mistakes. Come hang out, watch me screw up. There we go. That's fixed. Why don't you do me? Back in there, white. Okay, I'm not gonna fight with you right now. Okay, so got I don't take this off for much. I will take it off for a show. Now I have gloves. I don't got purple ones, but the red ones will be fine. Let's see. Now for my natural look, I put color in the cheeks. But for Jessica Rabbit, that generally doesn't gel well with the character. But as the more I'm looking at it, the more I'm feeling like I should. So, I might be making a mistake here, but I'm gonna add some pink to the cheeks. some pink. Oh yeah, that's doing it. Just gonna keep that going. Get some momentum on that. Yes. That's what I was missing. It's just that sparkle on it. Alright, so I'm gonna resparkle my nose. And I need to resparkle those areas in my cheeks too. Because I'm done with you. Because I washed it out when I was trying to fix my jawline back up. It was my jawline was my crap. Where did I put that brush at? Oh, there it is. I think that's the one. No, that seems too dark. That's not the right brush. It's the one with the short. I just tried it. There's more red. I won't lose that. It's probably in here, but where? Now that's the question. My desk is such a mess, though. I ain't even gonna lie. You know what? I think I can do it like that. I'm so fancy, you already know. I'm in the fast lane, and my wig needs to be brushed. Alright. I think we're about wrapped up here, though. Other than, you want to see my fat? You want to see... Let's see the final look. I don't know if my head's going to show up on here or not, but here's the bod. There's the bulge. Years ago, to be don't. I wish I wasn't halfway off camera. I'm moving stuff around in here, by the way. Just making sure I don't look fat. Is Jessica Rabbit supposed to be super skinny? I got a little bit of a belly, but. Now hers goes all the way up. Her slit goes all the way up. It wants me to. I guess it's because that's where the camera's pointed at, but my slit only comes up to the knee. Barely, but I'm wearing classy pumps. I'm gonna have gloves. Alright. Well, hour and 10 minutes to get full drag. Even though my hair is a little wonky still and my tits aren't exactly playing nice with this setup I have going on here. But Jessica Rabbit. Tell me what you think. Anything you would have done different? Anything I should do different? Let me know. I'm just doing my best here. And if that's your best ain't good enough. Yeah, I've heard that. But looking at all the other girls doing the Jessica Rabbit that I see on here, the lighting's not the best over here. I need better lighting if I'm going to do makeup over here. I got a little ring light right here, but right now it's just making weird shadows. Like if I turn my face this way, this whole side of my face gets this weird like shadow light on it. It's Oh yeah, I haven't glossed my lips yet. Oh my gosh, you almost made me forget. It's all your fault, Aunt Jer. Nope, I got my gloss right here. We're gonna shine these suckers right up. I almost wish I had something a little more glittery, but we work with what we got. And this will look glittery when it's done properly. Why don't you do me? Do me. I keep saying do me. Why don't you do it? Why don't you do like other men do? There's no it or anything. Why don't you do like other men do? Anyway, I don't actually have to sing it though. So that's the small favors. Anyway, but yeah, I do need to cover one of my eyes with like this. All right, we are going to call it there, friends. Thank you for hanging out. If you come in and talk, always love to see you, Aunt Jer. Yeah, I'll see how the show goes. Watch for pictures.